Yo. Welcome back to TopherTvPodcast, man. As y'all see, I brought my dog Zoe back. You know, he here for another episode.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. He enjoyed the last one so much, he begged me to come back.
Wait, which one?
All three of them.
Give me 4.
Oh, man.
No, don't worry about it.
You got me stressing. All right, so
Can't stress on it. We don't
the other three, the music, the hoops, and then what was the last one we talked about?
Red flags.
Yeah. The red flags. It's supposed to be red and green, but we ain't speak on it.
We can speak on it today.
Nah, but anyway, so the other day you actually enlightened me about what is it, Leonard Cook?
Don't say it like that, man. Damn.
Nah, his name Lenny, his name Lenny Cook, but he was older than LeBron James, but he was supposed to be better than LeBron, even though LeBron was younger than him, right?
I don't think if you look him up, you're gonna see people saying like, "Yo, he was better than LeBron," but it was really just the fact that he was just the number one player when LeBron was being ranked as well as a junior.
Right.
And then when the ABCD camp happened, that's when LeBron leapfrogged him into the number one spot. Or that's what happened. It ain't this like I think that happens all the time. Kobe wasn't the number one player in the nation, but he leapfrogged somebody.
But I don't know. I just think it's weird how they like trying to make it a big deal. Well, now it's kind of a big deal. Back then about who was better than who. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a senior at the time. So I mean, realistically, he's supposed to be better. But LeBron was a generational talent who lived up to the hype.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think back then too, though, it was all encompassing. It wasn't like it is now, where they have everybody in the different classes.
Yeah.
Because they don't even put different juniors with seniors no more. Like we knew about Michael all the time since he was in 9th grade. They weren't putting him on the same list with the seniors at the time, and so on and so forth. So I think just back then, everybody was on the same list, no matter what age they were, and they did that. And now they kind of split it up now.
That's kind of crazy to think about, because like it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different, like people in the same age group that need to be ranked differently.
But they also didn't even. Well, I'm gonna say. It wasn't even like, how do you know you're getting everybody on the list that should be on the list? There's gonna be people that's probably missing from the list that should be on the list.
But it's like that now too,
right?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know.
I think it just got something to do with LeBron.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, I watched a little bit of the interview, and it just goes to show that everybody can't make it. No matter how talented you are, everybody's not gonna make it.
Yeah. And backstory. So like I said, he was a senior while LeBron was a junior, and he was the number one player then at the time while LeBron was getting his ranking. He eventually got he got in a car accident, right?
That happened.
Okay. Well, he ended up getting injured after he was drafted, and he tore both his ACL, his Achilles.
He didn't even get drafted.
He didn't get drafted. He went undrafted. That's right.
He got lied to by his agents and people who just trying to take advantage of his train.
And he went straight to the league.
Yeah, out of high school, and he didn't get the same result as LeBron.
Right.
And then, he ended up having to play overseas. But he had a shot to go against LeBron in Summer League the next year because he got picked up by the Celtics when LeBron got drafted. And then he played all the games leading up to the game against the Cavaliers. And then when he was about to go against them, that's crazy. You want to check that?
What?
He still alive?
Okay. Should we leave that in?
Yes. Hey, yo, it's a storm out here right now. I ain't gonna say it's Hurricane Katrina, but hey, TopherTv.
Yeah. No, you know what? We still rolling, man.
Yes.
We ain't gonna let that stop us. But so he didn't get to play against LeBron the following year when he got picked up by the Celtics. But it's just crazy to me that the number one player got, I guess you could say, bad advice from agents and I guess peers to go straight to the league when it didn't even turn out to be the best thing to happen for him.
But it's funny. I was watching when I was listening to Gilbert Arenas talk earlier on the way here. He was telling us how it come draft night, everybody getting told they going lottery.
Mm-hmm.
And that was back in 2000. Maybe it's more people have more sense now than they did before, but you know, hey man, that storm going crazy. But I think back then more people were still delusional and stupid, ignorant. Stupid ain't the right word. Ignorant to.
But at the end of the day, he was the #1 player in the world at the time.
I guess they didn't have the same clout.
That's crazy, because literally the next year, LeBron was that too, and he went #1.
It's all about timing too, bro.
Yeah, it really is.
He talked about a little bit I watched. He was talking about how they didn't really make a big fuss about him being the #1 player. Just like, oh, he's just another great high school player that's happened to be #1. LeBron, for some reason, captured everybody's attention, and they just ran with it.
I really want to watch him on tape, in depth, because I remember the stuff LeBron was doing on tape. It was crazy to watch. And then I guess as a junior, he just took everybody by storm.
Yeah.
Because he was a freak of nature in high school. Because he was bigger than everybody, faster than everybody, could jump higher than everybody. That was just insane to see. So I really want to watch him and see how he played to make him #1.
Yeah.
Because I think they had the same body type, if I'm not mistaken.
He was 6'6".
No, he was 6'6".
They had him listed at 6'6", but he was. I seen some pictures. He already is a big dude now. He gained a lot of weight.
Yeah.
But I saw a picture of him, and he has a documentary. Also, I forgot to tell you that he has a whole documentary about his story too.
Really? Yeah. I gotta check it out then.
Called the Lenny Cook story or something like that. But he was pretty solid, bro. He was no slouch. He was definitely not really a type of shooter type guy, but he knew how to use his body. He had good lift on his vertical. A little bit of clip I saw yesterday when he was playing in the summer league, he was able to get offensive boards, go right back up strong without even having to worry about getting blocked and dunking. So
okay.
So
I guess the main question is, what do you think would have happened if he didn't get hurt? In your opinion? I don't think
it's about him getting hurt. I think it's more so about if he just had the opportunity, because he was right there at the summer league. And I think.
And who got drafted ahead of him
in 2002?
Yeah.
Well, that was the year Yao Ming got drafted. So there's some people that got drafted there that was okay, but there's also a lot of washouts.
Yeah.
He just didn't get drafted. Who knows, man?
Who was the first person to go straight to the league out of high school?
I think it was Moses Malone. No, actually, no. It was some. What's that boy name? It was back in the 60s. That went straight out of the high school.
Yeah, because I was about to say maybe that was a thing, because I know Bron had the hype behind himself, to go straight to the league, but Kobe did it in '96. So it was
it was about size. One thing you gotta remember about Kobe, he was the first guard to do it. Nobody else out of high school was coming in the league. All of them were big men. KG, Moses Malone, Daryl Dawkins, all of them guys. They were all big men, forwards, no guards.
Bro, I want to look at the 2002 draft and see who was better than him. You know what I mean?
I was looking at it, man. There's a lot of questionable. You know how hindsight always tells you. There's even now, I'll be playing the game, simulating the old drafts, and it's gonna go off of what they became and who didn't become. And a lot of the guys that got drafted in the first round in real life, if you run a simulation back or do the redrafts, a lot of them dudes ain't get picked. So who knows? Maybe in a different world, Lenny Cook would have got an opportunity, because it wasn't the injuries that took him out. It was just the opportunity. Once they pretty much said, "Oh, you're not gonna play against LeBron in the summer league," it was okay, because that would have brought a lot of attention.
Yeah, because that's what people wanted to see, honestly.
But they didn't play him at all.
That's crazy.
They played in the whole summer league, knowing they weren't going to sign him, and it was just maybe the NBA just said, you would not play Lenny Cook against LeBron in the summer league, because we don't want our golden child to get squared up against him by somebody who used to be better than him, technically, by ranking at one point.
Bro, that's a wild story to have, honestly.
So the injuries came later, though. The car accident came later. All that stuff happened years down the road.
And he tore both of his Achilles.
That's what I've read.
That's so tragic. Because I ruptured mine, and I know what it felt like. But to not have two Like, it's crazy.
And then you ain't never gonna come back the same.
Yeah, ever. Because not only is it like a physical battle, it's a mental battle too.
Yep. Dealing with it right now,
bro. Because when I tore my Achilles, it was rough. Because what happened, I ruptured it and then I re-injured it, and that ultimately allowed me to tear it. And then I developed a staph infection in it. So like I was out way longer than I was supposed to be.
So many things that can go wrong.
And I wasn't even like heavy into playing basketball or any sport, actually. But it was just like walking. I'm like, I probably won't ever be able to walk again.
Exactly.
And I'm young and I can heal fast and stuff like that. But yeah, that's crazy to think about though. But you know, he did have 8 years overseas where he hooped, got his rocks off. You know what I mean?
I don't think he. From what I looked at the video, it didn't seem like he down bad at all. He just a regular guy that just happened to have a name that people, if you knew about him, knew.
That's a crazy story.
But I ain't know. There's been plenty of other people they talk about say, oh, this dude is better than LeBron.
Yeah.
Or this guy.
Like I was telling you about Benji. Like, what if he didn't get shot? Like, what would happen? Even though MJ was already in the league and Benji was still in high school.
Benji would have just been another nice player to come into the league.
Mm-hmm.
But Michael Jordan, if everything goes the way it did, and Michael Jordan would still became Michael Jordan, by the time Benji would even got into the league, Michael Jordan would have been established by then.
Yeah, so he probably already been that guy.
Yeah. I think the only thing I could think of is maybe they would probably try to find a way to get Benji on the same team, because they already had got Scotty at that point and Horace Grant.
Yeah.
I think I could have probably seen them trying to get Benji as a hometown hero, but I ain't gonna sit here and act like RIP to the man. But
yeah.
We talked about this the other day. Even if Benji survived, he got shot, dog.
Yeah.
He ain't coming back the same.
Yeah,
like,
he wouldn't have been the same.
He got probably hit in the lungs. Like, you gotta put all that. He ain't coming back.
It's a whole bunch of stuff that, you know, that bullet could have caused damage to, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. They're just some crazy stories in general.
Do you think, how you think you would have felt if you had the Lenny Cook thing happen to you, like where you pretty much got blackballed because of timing? Like, you had nothing to do with anything. You had made the wrong decision to go to the draft. Because like back in the day, once you declare for the draft, you can't go back to college.
Yeah, like you can today. Dang. I would have been pissed like for years, and even he talked about it, like he hated LeBron, you know. But yeah, I would have been pissed. First of all, because it's like, you know, you're not supposed to have regrets through life, but that would have definitely been one of my regrets, and it would have just messed with me mentally. I probably would have been like done with basketball after that, honestly, because that just would have like killed me. Because like you say, I can't go back to high school. I can't go back to college, because it's like, I guess your eligibility goes away back then. So man, I'd just be pissed. I'll be going through it mentally. I don't even want that to happen to me. That's crazy.
That's why I think it's gonna sound crazy, but I think it is kind of easier to play professional now because there's so many options.
Yeah,
different routes you can take, and if you're talented enough, you got an opportunity to go there. Back then, you had the ABA, a replica of what it used to be. Then you had the CBA. I wish the CBA still stuck around, but the CBA actually was a real.
The ABA too.
Well, I mean, ABA was to a. What I'm trying to say. The ABA of the 70s and 60s, yes.
Yeah, like Dr. J's. Yeah.
The CBA was like a step below even the ABA, but it was a functioning league where niggas from the ABA who didn't make it would literally go to the CBA as a destination to play.
Oh, really?
Like Tim Legler, that played that works for ESPN, he went to the CBA, killed, and then found his way back in the NBA after going undrafted. Like, it was legit hot spot for people.
So it's almost like the G League. Oh snap! I ain't know that.
It was legit though. No footage of it for real. You knew if you were in it, you were in it. But like in my eyes, it was successful because people would literally go there after not getting the NBA the first time or go around, and would come out the CBA and have a career or have something to go off of.
Bang.
They ain't got that no more for real. Unless you go to the G League.
Yeah, the G League the only option for that. Dang. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
But you can stay home. You can still play basketball professionally.
Yeah.
Still get filmed. Still get scouted.
But yeah, I talked about this briefly with somebody, but you know, everybody don't want to go to the NBA. And as crazy as that sound, like, it's true. Like, people want to travel the world, go overseas, play for 6 different countries and stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like for me, it was the NBA. You know, you still be in the States and you doing something you love. You know, because I heard like from a lot of people that it's rough overseas. Like the living conditions, as far as the coaching go, they show favoritism to people who actually from that country and not Americans. It's crazy.
It's a lot. It's a lot of variable in the unfamiliar territory.
Now with the money, I can't forget about the money. Sometimes players be missing checks. I'm just like, what? That's crazy.
My homegirl went to Mexico. They weren't paying her.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. Yeah, that's crazy.
And it was like, dog, she literally just played 2 games. What you mean?
Yeah.
They all be like, no, don't worry. What you mean, don't worry? I'm here for a reason.
I'm over here with no bread. That's crazy. But so you know what happened? But no, so we you know, we black men in this world, right? And
I mean, I hope so.
Why'd you say that? What do you associate yourself with something?
I'm just saying, dude.
You associate yourself with something else?
No.
Do you identify as something else?
No.
Okay.
Can't do nothing.
That's crazy. Why would you say that?
I mean, some people out here don't want to be.
No, but I said we. You talking about?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Don't mind me, dude.
Anyways, so like I was saying, you know, we are men. And sometimes, you know, when you're going through the dating phase, you gotta bring your significant other home, right?
At some point.
Yeah. So have you had any experience like bringing a race outside of yourself to the house, and how did that go for you?
Never had the experience. I've had a couple who I've talked to girls or women who are of different races.
Yeah.
But never got to that point. But obviously there was. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, 100%.
If you have to, especially like for us black dudes, anyone black bringing in a partner who happens to be white.
Yeah.
You're not gonna. I'm sure it's not gonna be easy. No matter what family they got going on.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, okay, so I've been in a situation too because I've done it, right? And it was, I don't think it had anything to do with like racism, like from like my family, but I think it was just like the fact that she did things differently. Like it's like a culture difference, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like that in itself just made it extremely awkward, like for everybody.
It's always gonna be awkward too, but it shouldn't be that way. Not for the reason it is. I think because the fact that we've had in America alone has had issue with race, it's become a taboo thing.
Yeah.
If that stuff never happened, it would just be, oh, you're just a different type of person with a different type of person. And that's how it should be. But the background and all this stuff is too volatile to just where it's that simple. So
and it was so awkward to the point that like I didn't want to deal with it ever again.
Right.
And like, of course, like I don't discriminate, right? Like when it comes to that, but like I said, it was so awkward that it was just like uncomfortable for everybody, and it just, I don't know, it just didn't sit well with me, and I'm just like, yeah.
That type of stuff actually bit me in my butt.
Wait, why you say that?
I had a situation where it bit me in my butt, where I was worried about that, how it would affect, cause I thought about my family, how they would see certain things, and so I stupidly brought it up, and it ended up ruining what I had with that person at the time. So it wasn't a smart decision, but at the time it's like, it's definitely something that if you have to go through it, well, not you anymore, but like anybody does, for sure. Shout out Keith.
Yeah.
But like if anyone goes through that, it's definitely a conversation that you gotta have, because unfortunately we live in a world where this type of stuff matters, and some people ain't gonna let go of how they see things. So
hypothetically, if you were in that predicament and like your family started to resent you, how would that make you feel?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care like about your family? That's crazy.
Because
it is.
Well, first, mean, we both came up in church.
Nah, I'm just playing, bro.
No, but that is the thing, though.
Yeah.
It's like, if I'm with this person, this is who I'm with. I'm not with my mom and my pops. I'm with this person. This is who I am compatible with. This is who I love.
Want to be with, yeah.
Right. So, and then the Bible, we've read in the Bible. I'm pretty sure the scripture was saying like, once you marry, your wife is now number one.
Mm-hmm.
Your partner is now number one.
For
Your
sure.
parents take the back seat.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So like you feel that way even on boyfriend and girlfriend level?
Nah.
Oh.
It would
It'd have to get like super serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then even then, I still would not care because it's my life, and I want who I want.
Yeah.
So and then that's just how the way it goes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I asked it because I feel like in some people's life, like families is super important. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's what made me mess up.
Yeah.
So it's like I think that's the problem. I think a lot of we shouldn't have to deal with those type of thoughts, but we're dealing with them, and it's leading to us doing certain things. Why you sit like that? Yo, Lenny. I think people do care about what their family think though, and if you like my family, we were close, so anything I did, I always thought about how would this affect them, or what. Because one day I like my mom, she would say, "Don't do everything, but don't bring shame to my name." It's kind of like a thing. So that means any decision you make, it's always gonna come back on your mom. That's why when you hear about when people who commit crimes they go to jail, I be thinking about their mom. Like, dang, I wonder how they feel about it. Like, did they ever think that they would bring somebody into this world that would end up having to go to prison and bring like now they're known as so and so's mama who he went to jail, like, or so is like anything. So
that's a good saying, honestly.
So I mean,
I don't think I ever heard it. That's
shout out to mom, man. Shout out to mama.
Shout out Miss Nadine.
But yeah, I think when people have their mindset on their family, who think about their family like that, it may lead to them where they may not end up wanting to bring someone of another race into the household because they know what they end up going to have to deal with or what their partner going to have to go through.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to always want or wish and hope that your mom or your parents like who you bring it to the house, whether it's girlfriend, fiance, or the wife. Because who got time for that? And then they're going to be the grandparents to your kids if y'all happen to have some.
Yeah.
You can't be worried about. That's why it's kind of funny.
What?
And this may be a little controversial, but I always be kind of thought like if like a racist person, and then you raise this kid with them same ideals, but then they go out in the world, find themselves, and they obviously get rid of that ignorant thought thinking. Then they bring back somebody, and they got to deal with that. Now, let alone they have a grandbaby now.
But that happen all the time too.
Like in Mississippi, I always think like when if a white person that you probably know is racist, but then they got a mixed grandparent, a grandbaby.
Because racism is taught. Like I've always thought
that's 100%.
Racism is 100% taught. But what end up happening is that they end up being around their peers, and then their peers do certain things, and that makes you wonder. Like it just brings curiosity. Like, why do they dislike this particular race so much? You know what I mean? So again, like you say, that's gonna bite them in the butt that they're gonna have to come back around and deal with that, because like at the end of the day, like you hate us for no reason. For no reason.
I wish I could sometimes just be in some people other out like a fly on the wall in them type of moments, because I just want to see how they react. Like they ain't gonna react a certain way when they are in front of their kid and their partner, but like
100%
by themselves again after they meet them, it's like like how they acting. Because it's straight comedy to me. Because
what ended up happening is they cut like the happiness of their son or daughter out the picture, and it's just like self. Like, I don't care that he make you happy or she make you happy. He can't come here. She can't come here. And I'm just like, that's their life.
Right.
Like, think about that. You literally trying to control somebody else's life because of what you think is right. It's messed up.
But what's funny too is, we could, people can go through that and go through all this nonsense to try to bring in another race into the household because that's what they love. And then
son.
little man. And then you get older and then your kids turn around, they do something that you may not like, and it's
Yeah.
like, man, we can never be perfect. We may put all our effort into not recreating that behavior, but then our kids will probably bring something else out of us that we may not like, and then we end up turning into our parents, but in a different type of arena. And I wish that it's just a thing that human nature, like we just all have that, because I know for sure y'all may have something that your mama don't like right now, and then when little man get older, he may do something that y'all gonna be like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And it's like completely different thing. Now you gotta be like, wait, I gotta think, am I gonna put myself ahead of my kids' happiness, or am I gonna let him rock?
Yeah.
So it's a
crazy dynamic.
yeah, it's that type of stuff. This type of stuff, it is something to think about, because I've been thinking, especially with when if you've been raised up in an area where you're all around your people, then you go out and then meet somebody from another type of culture, and then you bring them back, and it's all you've known up to that point. That's why I think about like some like the athletes who be having like the different type of girlfriends coming in. It's like, I wonder how their family had that discussion.
You know what ended up happening with them scenarios? They the breadwinner, so they hide it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I gotta keep my son in my life because I'm his mama and he making millions of dollars. So whatever he got going on goes. It's kind of like cussing. Like if I'm in the league, you think my mama gonna cuss if I'm like, man, no. She gonna be like, okay.
I mean, do what you gotta
do what you gotta do. And it's not even about the money.
Right.
It's just like,
it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Are you really gonna lose out on that?
Like, I'm the biggest rapper in the world, but you mad at me because I cuss? Yeah, like stuff like that. You ever thought about that?
I was just thinking about Drake and his mama, because his mama is very involved in his stuff. So you think about like the stuff he be talking about, and then I was listening to what's that, More Life yesterday, and one of my favorite songs is when his mama, I think it's called Can't Have Everything, and then his mama was at the end of the track talking, giving him words of encouragement. Yeah. And then, he had his dad on.
Yeah, that was More Life too, right?
It was either on More Life or it was on Dark Lane Demos. No, it was on Scorpion album. He had his dad on there.
Yeah, it was Scorpion. I think it was both though, actually.
But his dad, being who his dad is and how we seen him, his dad ain't gonna care what he's saying. But his mama, she seems so sweet and all fragile, and then her son over here talking about all that stuff.
Whatever he talking about, I don't know. That's wild. But so. Would you bring your girl to the barbershop?
Yes.
Oh wait, why?
I don't like the barbershop.
You don't like the barbershop?
I hate the barbershop.
Why?
I hate everything about it. It's like a cesspool of misogyny, bro. They be having all kinds of stuff going on in there.
This is a hot take,
bro.
I've never heard a guy say they don't like the barbershop.
I would just want her in there just so she could see what we be doing.
No, that's why you don't bring her.
Yes, because I don't care about none of that junk. I don't care.
So, wait, what?
Yes.
I've never heard nobody say this.
So it can confirm all her beliefs and she can go on about her business.
No, because, okay.
I wouldn't be able to go back though. There you go.
That's supposed to be like our place to do that.
Man, no.
You know what I'm saying? It's literally like a safe space.
For what? For stupid nonsense.
No, that not always, because not all conversations go like that.
For misogyny.
Because in the barbershop, we talk about what we talk about. I ain't gonna get into detail, but that's what it's for, bro. Think about what is a beauty salon?
I don't know. I've never been in one. Well, actually, I have been in one. Can you take her?
How did that go for you?
I was chilling. I'm listening to Oprah talking, and then I was listening to my music.
Okay, so were you paying attention?
Yeah, I would hear what they be saying.
Okay, so what was they talking about? Just run off one of the things.
What's the word? What's the same as misogyny but for women?
I don't know actually.
The same thing though. They be talking, but the same thing we be talking.
Exactly, it's a safe space for whatever.
But for some reason, I like that more.
What?
Because it seems, because being how I was raised by my mom and my sister, with them when my dad would be overseas, and I had to be in their areas. Women gossip anyway. But when men gossip or talk about nonsense,
it's not considered gossip though.
Huh?
It's not considered gossip, not all the time.
Man, whatever.
But it's literally like a safe space where you can, like, you don't have to be judged.
I'm bringing Shawty in there with me.
For what?
Just so she can see it. And I can have somebody to talk to.
Y'all can have that conversation. Y'all can have that conversation about misogyny elsewhere. Don't bring it to the barbershop.
She coming with me, dude. Cause this is the thing, bro. I hate, bro.
But I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen, right? So when they see her walk in there, the conversation changes.
Yes, and that's what I want.
She's not gonna see it. That's what I'm telling you.
Hey, but she gonna know. 'Cause I'm gonna tell her. Cause they already know what be going on in there.
Exactly. So why they there?
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So I'll bring her in there just so I don't have to hear what they gotta say. Cause, bro, I promise you, I don't enjoy the barbershop.
You don't enjoy the barbershop talks at all?
No, I do not.
What? I've never heard nobody
That's
say that.
That'd be so stupid, bro. It'd be either be sports, bad,
great combos about sports.
Yeah, but then it'd be tired because I mean, these dudes be in there all day. They probably said the same thing earlier this morning. Like they probably talked about something at 10 a.m. And then when I come in there at 3 in the p.m., they talking about it again.
Yeah, spark it back up.
But they just talked about it each other already.
It's literally a podcast. That's literally what it is. It's a podcast, and we can talk about any and everything.
Don't try to paint a pig with lipstick, dude.
I'm not. It's the truth. It's literally a safe podcast for men to chop it up about whatever they want to and not be judged.
It's either going to be talk about sports, then there's going to be some ignorant comments about politics that they don't got no business to talk about.
Okay.
I'm
agreeing. I'm agreeing.
And then Lord have mercy if a fine woman walk past the door. And then we're going to be talking about that.
Okay, so what do you do when you by yourself and you see a fine woman?
Huh?
What do you do when you see a fine woman and you're by yourself?
Bro, I don't wild out. I don't turn into a dog.
Who said they wild out?
They do, bro. All right, prime example. I had got my hair redone. And then I went in there to the barbershop across the street.
Yeah.
And Lord, forgive me, but this girl walked by. She had a fatty. Mm-hmm. And the whole barbershop, like the dude cutting my hair, we were closer to the window. The dude was cutting my hair, and the woman walked by, and I just heard everything stop. It was like a pin. You could hear a pin needle. Everybody started looking.
That literally happened with women. That happened with women. Look, will I say?
My haircut was delayed for 10-15 minutes because
10-15 minutes?
Yes, because
you should have been in that barbershop.
Bro, because all they started to talk about was that girl ass. I had to sit there for 10 to 15 minutes and act like I was enjoying the conversation by fake laughing as they talk about this girl.
Fake laughing is crazy.
Because, bro, I was just like, I got it.
Because you could have been uncomfortable and just not paid them no mind and been pissed that your hair was not getting cut. You had to fake laugh.
I was almost done. I had already been in the chair to get my hair retwisted for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then this 10-15 minute haircut turned into a 45-minute haircut.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a part of the experience. They literally have a movie about the beauty salon and barbershop. Yes. And that is a great depiction of what happens in the barbershop.
I ain't saying nothing wrong with it. I just say I don't like it, so I'm bringing Shawty.
No, you don't have to deal with that. You messing it up.
No, you messing it up. They'll be alright for alright. Then cut my hair for 20 minutes and get me out of here, and then we gotta talk about it no more.
That can happen sometimes.
Right.
Did you go to a random barbershop? That's what it sounds like.
No. I've been going to
okay.
That's how I do the OGs that always talk about these certain things.
But that, again, you got OGs in there, so guess what you get? Some wisdom, some free game.
Alright, bet. I'm not going to try to put them all out there. They may see this. But, because, I just got a haircut recently, right? Mm-hmm. Bro, the things that this man told me in there, which is, whatever, I guess, advice.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
I mean,
I don't want to re-say what he said.
I ain't gonna say all the advice be good, but you gonna get some.
The only time I got good advice from was my barber. Shout out Lance. Only barber in all my life, 9 years, I've never had one barber that had good advice for me as OG except Lance.
What was the advice?
Like legit, tell me how to run a business.
Okay.
What to deal with, type of thing. Life. I got to the point I started asking him about certain things because he was in the army too.
Right.
I would ask him about something like that. And then of course when I left Fort Polk, he gave me advice on how to handle the rest of my stuff going on, all that. Bro, outside of that, no other OG in the barbershop ever gave me advice that I didn't already know, or just with some ignorant nonsense.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. So you get the ignorant stuff just from different male personalities being in there, and it's hilarious. Do you not think so? Have you had a good laugh in the barbershop ever?
A fake laugh?
Why are you fake laughing? That's weird.
I'm talking
if
I'm
it's
not saying
funny, don't laugh.
I'm not saying I'm out guffawing at stuff. I'm just if
you laughing and slapping people.
Yeah. All I'm saying is if somebody look at me and they think I'm supposed to laugh, I'll be smile real quick or grin or something like that. Just to let them know hey, I'm hearing y'all, but I don't really care.
I'm gonna tell you how you wrong because think about
wrong about what?
This whole thing. Because listen, have you ever seen a barbershop with multiple women cutting in there?
Twice.
That's really few, right?
They weren't really. Yeah, it was on 2 of them in there, but they were in there.
That's how you know women not supposed to be in there.
Who said it? They could cut hair just.
It's an unwritten rule.
Who wrote this rule?
It's unwritten. Why you worry about that?
Who came up with the unwritten rule?
It's like a universe thing. It's like an understood. What is it? The understood why or the understood I. You know what I'm talking about? In the English language.
I guess the reason why I don't really care about the barbershop culture is because I ain't go to barbers too many. My dad had a friend that cut hair. We would go to his house.
Okay, we raised different.
And then he had a friend that was Mr. Rainer, right? Yeah, Mr. Rainer used to cut hair, and we would go to his barbershop, but it was never like that. It been in his barbershop. He didn't play that either. He was a serious dude, just like my pop. You know how my dad is. So it was always go in there. It's about business. We would chat it up about some things, but other than that, we wasn't about no ignorant stuff. Yeah. And then, of course, after a while, my pops was cutting my hair. And then the only other time I would go to the barbershop is if my dad was around. Speaking of which, somebody always cut my eyebrow, but I ain't gonna say who.
Don't bring that person in.
They gonna know when they watch this.
Yeah, remember that.
Nah, bro.
They gonna know when they watch this.
I ain't gonna lie. Don't bring your shorty to the barbershop, bro. Don't be like Zoe.
You also gotta know I like havoc sometimes with certain areas. So any way to bring in balance to that area.
I swear they're not even gonna have the same conversation with a woman in there.
That's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, they're
gonna be asking her about
it switch up. It even switch up when a woman will walk in and they have they son or daughter with, or they son with.
Oh yeah, I seen that before.
Everybody be quiet.
Yeah,
that's how it's supposed to be. Because that's a safe space for us. Not
maybe I need
all
to know,
of us.
And I need to know when that be happening, when the mamas and their kids come in, so I can go in at the same time as them, and I gotta hear no nonsense.
I mean, you gonna hear some of the nonsense, but not all of it. But
that's better than full on.
And you'll hear some minute flirting here and there. You know how that go.
I'm not a fan.
All right, dog. You got it, bro.
She come on with me.
You got it, dog. But listen, all my episodes, I allow my guests to get something off their chest. So I'm gonna allow you to do that now.
I don't really have nothing this time. But I mean,
you gotta come with something.
I gotta come with something?
Yeah. Think. I know it was something else that you had to get off your chest, dog.
Twitch.
No, I'm not self-plugging.
Nah, that's W promo, bro.
Yeah.
Watch out.
No. I ain't doing that. I will say this. Jordan Poole about to be an all-star next year. Because now that he's going to Washington by himself, there ain't nobody else to share shots with him.
Yeah.
So
and I think they're finna get rid of Kuz too. Actually,
he's leaving already.
Really?
Yeah, but Jordan Poole is about to be an all-star. He's going to probably be one of the best players in the NBA. That's getting off my chest because I like him.
Yeah.
He's the only guy I actually like on the Warriors in the last 10 years.
I know you hate everybody else.
Well, Lord,
you hate Draymond too?
I respect Draymond.
Okay. But everybody else you just like. Patrick McCaw?
Man, I wish he didn't get hurt.
He in the G League though.
He was Jordan Poole before Jordan Poole in a way.
In a way.
But yeah.
3 rings, 3 years. It's crazy.
Toronto.
That's wild. But
shout out Jeremy Lin.
Nah, for sure. Lin Sandy was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, Lin Sandy was crazy. But yeah, this has been another episode of TopherTv Podcast. Shout out to my dog Zoe, for pulling up.
Bring your girls to the barbershop.
No, don't do that. Don't listen to what he's saying. This is a safe space for us. Don't
tear it down. Tear it down.
Yes. Bring all the different races home too, so you can get in trouble. You don't got nothing to say about that though. Yeah, tear it down.
Bringing back bad memories, bro. Damn, I fumbled that one. Tear it down.
Nah, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode, and we'll see. We'll see y'all in the next one. We'll see y'all in the next one.